The OJ Simpson murder trial divided the country, but now a private eye from North Texas wants you to question everything you've heard. He says the real killer wasn't OJ, but probably someone very close to him. Reporter Ginger Allen with this CBS News exclusive.
This ranch outside Hubbard, Texas, is probably the last place you'd expect to find evidence that exonerates OJ Simpson. But that is where you'll find Bill Deere, a retired police officer and longtime private eye. He spent 18 years reviewing the facts of the case and published his conclusions in this book.
Wow. Has anyone ever been in here before?
No.
He took me inside the room he's turned into his own crime lab.
We've never allowed anybody really to look at all the actual evidence.
The walls are covered with photos of the evidence, the trial, and Simpson's family. Just days after the murder, Deere flew to LA and walked the crime scene. That's when he began to suspect that police were after the wrong man.
And then I realized, based on what I've been told so far, that OJ didn't do it. But I believe that he had to have been at the crime scene. But I thought he was at the crime scene after the murders.
If OJ didn't do it, then who did?
We checked the records and found that Jason Lamar Simpson was never interviewed by the Los Angeles Police Department because he was represented by an attorney and he refused to cooperate.
Bill Deere says he ruled out a number of suspects before focusing on Jason Simpson, OJ's son from his first marriage. His book paints a picture of a deeply disturbed young man.
We have a young man who was 24 at the time, 5'11", 235, and when we checked his criminal record, he was on probation at the time of the murders for assault with a knife to his former employer.
Under a deal, Jason Simpson agreed to plead guilty to a reduced charge of disturbing the peace and was ordered to stay away from his former boss. The private eye dug through Jason Simpson's trash, where he says he found prescriptions used to treat seizures and possibly a rage disorder.
This is everything.
Yes.
He also claims to have bought the contents of Jason Simpson's storage locker, put up for auction after no one paid the bill. He says it contained diaries from 1993, personal photos of the Simpson family, a sport coat that looks like the one Jason wore on the day of the verdict, and at the bottom of the box, this knife.
You're telling me this is the knife that killed Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman?
I believe that our suspect, in all probability, was using this knife on the night of June 12th.
He spent about $1 million on the case, even going so far as to buy this car.
This is the 1993 Jeep that our suspect was driving on the night of June 12th, 1994.
His book says on the night of the murders, Nicole Simpson had made plans to eat with friends at a restaurant where Jason worked, but changed her mind and went to another restaurant instead.
I interviewed several people who were there that actual night and who told me that Jason appeared to be very upset, and they attributed to the fact that she didn't show up.
Deere believes Jason Simpson could have gone to Nicole's home to confront her.
What do you believe really happened that night?
She may have gotten in his face, he may have gotten in hers. She's wanting him to go because expecting Ron Goldman. Then I think whatever happened escalated, and as a result, the knife came down on the top of her head.
He says forensic experts tell him the bottom of this knife matches a cut on the top of Nicole's head.
I think he either got in touch with his dad by cell phone or by phone or went directly to the house, and the dad didn't totally believe him. And when OJ came back, he bent down, took off one of the gloves, and reached down and checked for her pulse. When he did, the head went one way, the body the other, because you can look at the pictures. Her head was nearly severed from the spinal column. She rolls down. He drops the glove and looks up and sees Ron Goldman. He panics, and he's out of there.
And then there's the photo of Jason Simpson showing him wearing a black hat, which looks like the one found by police at the crime scene.
We know that it contained hair from Afro-American and from a dog, but they couldn't definitely say that it belonged to OJ Simpson.
I mean, DNA can do all of that.
Sure.
Now, why can't we get that hair and compare it to Jason?
That's what I wanted to do.
But he says no one involved with the case is now willing to take a second look at that evidence or anything else in his 500-page book.
It can be opened at any time, but they don't choose to do so.
What if you're wrong?
I'll let the evidence speak for itself. That's why you don't see me saying he did it. What I say is he's a major overlooked suspect.
Numerous attempts were made to contact Jason Simpson about William Deere's accusations, but he could not be reached. The district attorney's office in Los Angeles says it has no comment. OJ Simpson's attorney also said his client has no comment on the allegations in the book.